Defense is harder than it's ever been in this year's Madden, and not knowing one more defensive tip can be the difference between you winning a Super Bowl and losing a Super Bowl. So in this video, I'm breaking down 60 pro defensive tips that every Madden player should know. And make sure you stay until the end because these tips will get better throughout the video. By the way, I'm Golden Mills. I've helped thousands of Madden players get good at the game. I play Division I college football, and also I almost have a 90 win percentage in mud head-to-head. So everything I'm about to tell you is about to be legit. The first tip we're gonna go over is the most important tip to make your defense lock down, which will be quick adjusting DBs. Now, to quick adjust any DB on the field, you don't even have to click his icon to quick adjust. All you wanna do is get on any player, so you can even get on a linebacker. And what you want to do is double tap triangle or Y on Xbox. And as you can see, when you double tap triangle or Y, all the DB's icons will come up. And literally from there, it is very simple. All you want to do is click whoever icon that you do want to adjust. So say in this instinct, I'm going to be quick adjusting Cook. All I want to do is click his icon, and as you can see, I get all the options in the world. So now say I want to put Cook in a hook curl, all I want to do is click down on the left stick, and as you can see, without even going anywhere near him, I just put him in a hook curl, and once again, double tap triangle Y on Xbox. So say I want to put the outside corner on the left, man him up. And what you want to do from there is, once again, double tap triangle Y, click his icon up on the right stick. And as you can see, you can man him up to ever. Right here, I'm gonna man him up to Mooney on the outside. And as you can see, you just did all of them adjustments in less than 5 seconds without even going to him. That's when a lot of people do waste time. They try to do stuff like this, try to go to the defender, and by that time, their opponent's already hiking the ball. So that is the first step. The next tip will be quick adjusting the linebackers. Now, to quick adjust the linebackers, all you want to do is double tap the right D-pad, and as you can see, it is very simple. Both linebackers will show up, and once again, you don't even have to be on any linebacker to do this. Say you want to use it as a slot corner, double tap the right D-pad, and as you can see, both linebackers will come up. Click their icon, and you can put them on anything like a hook curl, curl flat, mid-read. What I usually like to do a lot of the time is put them in hook curl. So say boom, I want to put them in a hook curl, and you can just do that very simple. And say I want to put them in the middle third on the right, and as you can see, I just did that quick, all by double tapping the right D-pad and clicking their icon. So that is how you quick adjust linebackers. Now for the final quick adjustment, we're gonna be going over how to quick adjust D linemen because this is very crucial. So say you're using a linebacker and you need to quick adjust the D lineman, maybe put him in a QB spot to stop the quarterback from running out, but you just don't have time to click on all the D linemen. So now what you wanna do is double tap the left D-pad, and as you can see, all the D linemen will come up, and you don't even have to leave your user. So what I recommend doing if you do want to put your defensive lineman in a spy is click the defensive end icon, and then as you can see, left on the right stick, and you can put him in the spy. So when the ball snaps, as you can see, you will have a spy on him, and he'll try to run out, and that spy will always be there, and it will, as you can see, tackle him and maybe even get a easy turnover. Now, for the next tip, what you want to do is turn off auto flip every single play call, and there is a huge reason why. So say you come out in a formation where you want to blitz out of, as you can see, this cover 4 quarters play has a blitzing linebacker on the right. If you turn off auto flip, the blitzing linebacker will be here every single time, and you can make your blitz very simple by just making them come over here, and as you can see, you will have a easy, nice loop blitz. But if auto flip was off, then sometimes he'll be blitzing from the other side, he'll be blitzing from this side, and you just have to guess, and it can really make it a big pain. So this is another pro defensive tip that you're gonna have to lock in, because once you turn off auto flip, and so now you know every single time that he's gonna be blitzing from the left side of the field to the right side of the field. So that is a pro defensive tip to always turn auto flip off. Now for the next defensive tip, for zone coverage, you always want your cornerback matchups unbalanced. Now the reason why you do not want it on speed is very simple. Now I'm gonna show you what happens if it's on speed. Now once again, you do not want it on speed. This is just an example of what will happen. So say you put your cornerback matchups on speed and don't change it. This is the worst thing you probably could do, because now every single time any receiver motions over, your whole defense will be absolutely cooked because they will follow. As you can see, look, that's not supposed to happen in zone coverage. As you can see, the two zones just flip. Now you have nobody on the right side of the field, and that can lead to easy touchdowns that you just do not want to give up in this year's game. So what you want to do to absolutely avoid this from happening is, if you're going to play zone coverage, always have your cornerback matchups unbalanced, just because you don't need speed if it's going to be zone coverage. So as you can see now, when I motion this receiver over or motion anybody over, as you can see, the defense will just stay the same. It'll stay with its own coverage principle. So this time I'm going to motion over Drake London. So as you can see, when I motion over Drake London this time, nothing happens to the zone. It absolutely stays the same, and that's what you need, because now they're going to be all playing their responsibility. Now, for the next defensive tip, it is very important to know, if you have zone drops, all the zone drops, if you have them on default, that means you'll be playing a match coverage principle when you come out in a match coverage play. So as you can see right here, I'm going to come out in the play cover 4 quarters, and I just want you to watch what happens. Now, if I came out in a regular play like cover 4 drop, or if I had any zone drops on, the defense will be completely different. So watch how this comeback gets played from the outside receiver, and this post gets played by Drake London. So I'm going to go ahead and snap the ball. And now right there, as you can see, it kind of turned into a man coverage principle. Now Chris Jones just went absolutely crazy. So as you can see right here, it kind of turns into a man coverage scheme, and everything is bagged. Now as you can see, that corner on that right side, I'm gonna go to the instant replay and show you, he basically followed Drake London. So now as you can see, this corner right here absolutely followed Drake London because it was a match coverage. Now as you can see, it was actually this corner. This inside top safety followed Drake London. Now this won't happen, and as you can see, he matched on to this comeback route, and he matched on to this post. Now all I'm trying to explain is, if I touch anything, so even if I touch hooks, if I put a hook at 5, it'll play completely different. So what you want to do for match coverage is have all these on defaults. Now I'm going to show you what happens. So say you put your curl flats at 5 on accident, or you just forget to change them from last drive and come out and play cover 4 quarters. As you can see, watch this post route now. This post route will not play the same. And as you can see right here, he's going to be wide open and nobody will match him. So as you can see, it's a cover 4 drop scheme now. Nobody will even match the comeback route. Nobody will match the post. So if you do want to play match coverage, make sure you do not want to touch any zone drops or any hook zones. Now, the next pro tip, if you're going to be playing a man coverage, once again, I repeat, if you're a man coverage player, you have good DBs, you want to play a lockdown man coverage, what you want to do is go by speed. This is, in my opinion, the best way to play man coverage, simply because in Madden, speed matters the most. You can have a 64 overall DB with 99 speed, and he'll be clamping J-Jets, which absolutely makes no sense, but you don't want to do by height, because that won't matter when they get separation. You don't want to do by route running, simply because the way route running is this year, it's clunky in my opinion. So don't want to do route running. Don't do by depth chart. You want to do by speed. This will guarantee you the best chance. Now, as you can see, the fastest players will be on the fastest players. So right here, McDuffie will be on Mooney. And as you can see, Drake London isn't the fastest, but he is still a top receiver. So we'll have Christian Fulton on him. So now, as you can see, I'm going to put Drake London on something like a speed out. So it's going to look something like this. And as you can see, Fulton will do a great job of getting his hands on him. Even though Fulton's not a superstar corner, he still matches up the same speed, and that can be very frustrating for a lot of players. Now, that leads me into the next tip, which will be, even if you have zone drops completely off, if you shade your defense underneath or you shade them over top, it'll completely cancel match. So right here, I'm gonna come out into play cover 4 quarters with no zone drops. Now, if I don't touch anything at all, it will match. Basically how we explained it in the last video, or the last session. But as you can see, if I press triangle Y on Xbox down on the right stick to shade underneath, look what will happen. These will become hard flats, and now these zones right here won't match. It's just the principle of the game, the logic of the game. So I'm gonna put a slant on the outside receiver, and as you can see, he won't get matched. They'll just play like a regular cover 4 zone. As you can see, nobody's matching nobody. It's just a regular zone coverage. They're all going back and playing their cover 4 zones. But if I don't shade at all, which would be pressing triangle Y on Xbox down on the right stick, if I don't shade, look what happened. Everybody will follow them. As you can see, they're not playing a cover 4 drop scheme. They're playing a match coverage scheme, and people are getting ran with man for man. So that is just another tip. Do not shade if you're trying to play match coverage. Now, the next pro defensive tip we'll be going over is hook zones. Now, this is very, very important because hook zones are very, very, very important. So if you leave them at default, this is, in my opinion, the worst thing you can do. So now say I put the tight end on the streak, or your opponent puts the tight end on the streak. That hook zone by Balton will match it up the field. So as you can see, when you snap the ball, as you can see, it matches it up the field, and that will leave everything open underneath, which you do not want to do every single time. So I will explain it in the instant replay, what exactly I mean, just in case you didn't get it, or maybe you was a little confused right there. So this linebacker right here, he's not supposed to match on to the tight end because he is in a yellow hook curl zone, which is supposed to play in the middle of the field. So now, as you can see, but when I snap the ball, he is running with pitch step for step, and you do not want that. So that is just right there a pro defensive tip. Default hook zones are probably the worst zones you can use in the entire game, which leads me into the next defensive tip, which is always putting your hooks at 5 yards. Now, as you can see, when I come out in the exact same play, it will be a totally different result. So right here, I'm gonna put Kyle Pitts on the streak, but watch the linebacker this time. When they snap the ball, he will actually play his zone, and you can switch to that, or you can just get the user to make a bad read, and as you can see, everything will be bagged. He will actually be playing his zone. Now, last tip, he did not play his zone because he wasn't at 5 yards. So as you can see, default hooks are no good. This is how you want your hook to play, because this is the zone it's designed to play. And as you can see, he won't go follow pitch. He'll actually guard one of these slants. So that is one of the pro tips that you do need to be using in the game now. Now, the next tip we'll be looking at is to always put the safety depth as close. Now, as you can see, it will say safeties will align 8 yards off the line, which is absolutely perfect. So what that means is if you come out in a place, I'm gonna come out in this play cover 4 quarters. As you can see, both the safeties will automatically be down. And what this does is takes away seam streaks, it takes away crossing routes, and it takes away literally everything else. So say one weakness of zone is the seam. So say I want to put the middle receiver on the seam. Boom, put the middle receiver on the seam. If I try to throw that, you can't throw it simply because the safeties will be on close. Now, that leads us into the next tip, which will be putting the safety whipped on pinch. Now, putting the safety whipped on pinch is very important. You don't want it on wide, you don't want it on spread, you don't want it default, you want it on pinch, because now they'll be closer together and they'll be closer to the line of scrimmage. So now in Madden, everything your opponent wants to do will completely be bagged just to start off, because they have all these zones close on the field. So you really can't do much, and they will still play deep. So say you're scared of getting beat deep. So say they want to put R1 on a streak once again, and you're just scared that the safety won't make it. Well, don't be, because the safety will run back. As you can see, boom, he'll cover his ground, and literally everything will be covered, and you can get a easy sack. Now, the next tip will be cover shells. Cover shells are very important in this year's game. So all you want to do to access a cover shell is pick the formation you're going to pick, and then as you can see at the bottom, it says shell. And all you want to do is flick the right stick until you see a cover 2 shell. Now, the reason why you wanted this cover 2 is simply because your opponent is not going to know what you're in simply off of your shell. Because if you come out in a cover 3, this is with no shell, by the way. As you can see, you don't want this because now they automatically know you're either in cover 3 or cover 1, and you just don't want that to happen. So literally all you want to do is pick your formation once again, and then flick the right stick and go to cover 2 shell. And as you can see, now if I come out in cover 3, it won't look like it, but it's still a cover 3. Now this can absolutely confuse your opponent. So when they snap the ball, they might think, okay, it's a cover 2, so I could attack the sidelines. Wrong. It's a cover 3, and you could absolutely bag them up. So now, to shut down any type of RPO, it is very simple. All you want to do is press your defense, shade underneath, and put the defensive end closest to the RPO in a hard flat. So it's going to look something like this. Now, the reason why you want to put this defensive end in a hard flat is because this defensive end will cause confusion and leaving the slot corner to come completely free. So now watch what happens when I snap the ball. So I'm snapping the ball, and as you can see, nobody picks up the slot corner, and that can easily be a pick if you click on. Now it's kind of hard for me to do with 2 controllers, so I can show it to you one more time. Press your defense, shade underneath, and put the defensive end in a hard flat just like this. Oh my God. This is special. This is special right here, so make sure you smash that like button for this because you just figured out how to easily stop RPOs. Now, the next tip we'll be looking at is the defensive playbook, and the best defensive playbook in the game is the Minnesota Vikings. They have a great 3-4 odd to stop the run, a 4-3-6-1 even, which can stop the run in the pass. They have 3-3 overflex, which is amazing. Nickel 2-4, which is taking over Cant Madden. They have 3-3 double mug, which is basically mid blitz. They have 3-3 odd, which is insane. And they have 2-3-1-4 double mug and a great 2-3 Sam and $1-1-4. This playbook is probably the best in the entire game and probably one of the best in Madden's history. Now, the next defensive tip is to always put the safety midpoint as strong. Now, this is very important if you come out in a one high safety look, because as you can see, instead of being in the middle of the field, boom, your safety is lined up on the strong side of the bunch, and this will just make it way easier to play anything like a seam streak or to play like a corner crossing route combination. So as you can see right here, I have a seam streak on the slot receiver, and he's going to be absolutely bagged just because you put that safety midpoint at pinch. And as you can see, if it wasn't that pinch, you probably could, if it wasn't that strong, you probably could throw that for a touchdown. But as you can see, now he is completely bagged. Now, coming in at tip number 17, we have the defensive double mug. So as you can see, this will be in the Minnesota Vikings playbook, and the play we're going to be looking at is mid blitz. Honestly, one of the best plays for beginners or for advanced players to start off. And literally all you want to do is press your defense and hover over the center. It is literally that easy in the double mug formation. The play is called mid blitz, and when you snap the ball, you're going to be responsible for the running back. But as you can see, you will have somebody coming off the edge completely free every single time. Now, for the next tip, we're going to be looking at the Overstorm Brave, and it is very simple how you want to set this up. So come out in the play Overstorm Brave, nickel wide Jaguars playbook, spread the D-line, hover over the center, put him in a mid read just like this. Now you want to click up on the D-pad so the substitutions menu will come up, because this next step, we're going to do this for the next step, which will be pressing the right trigger down on the left stick. And as you can see, if you don't have that substitutions menu up, he's just going to run right into the O-line, which is kind of crazy, I ain't going to lie. So what you want to do up on the D-pad, now once you do the same thing, hold the right trigger and down on the left stick, nothing happens. And the reason why you want this, because when they snap the ball now, you either get completely come free up the middle, or you will bump into the O-lineman and let your other linebacker come free. So I'll show it to you one more time. You actually want to hit the O-lineman, so like you want to be right in front of the center. So right when the ball snaps, engage with him, and as you can see, boom, you get a free loop. Somebody comes down the middle, absolutely crush the quarterback for a easy sack. So for the next defensive tip, we'll also be in the Minnesota Vikings playbook. The formation is 3-3 single mug, and for this, the play you want to come out in is the play cover 4 quarters. But before you even come out in this play, what you want to do is hold the button, that will be the play, and pick Texas 4-man. Now from there, all you want to do is spread your D-line and pass commit. And now you already have one of the best defenses in the game, just because this Texas 4-man out of this formation is just different. It's just different. As you can see, boom, you have 2 people coming in completely free. And even if that was a pass play, it was going to be a very easy sack every single time. Now, the next formation we'll be going over, fellas, is this 4-3-6-1. Even when I say my God, it is that good. And the play we're going to be coming out in is Sam will blitz. Now, literally, all you want to do is user the linebacker man up to the running back and hover over the center. Engage with him for a little bit. And as you can see, right when your opponent snaps the ball, somebody right there, 2 people came off the edge free. Now it gets kind of glitchy, but you're for sure going to either have 1 or 2 people coming off the edge free completely every time. And all your user has to do is go guard the running back, and you should be in great shape. Now, the next defensive tip we'll be going over is shading underneath. Now, the best thing to do to shade underneath is come out in a play cover 2-man. As you can see right here, this is in the Vikings playbook formation, down 1-4. The play is called cover 2-man. Now, all you want to do is press your DBs by pressing triangle down on the left stick to press your defense, and then to shade underneath. Now, what this is going to do is basically going to take away drags, slants, curl routes, post routes if you shade correctly, which we'll get into later. But right now, we're just going to focus on shading underneath. And all you want to do is press triangle again, but this time down on the right stick. Now, there is a huge difference between shade and underneath. Now, really the only thing that gets beat for shading underneath is streaks. But what makes this scary is you have deep halves for the streaks, so what really gets open? So maybe they'll have a drag that might get open because the receiver is that good, but other than that, everything's gonna be completely bagged. So say in this instant, I try to put Devontae Smith on a curl route. That's completely bagged. I know curl routes are very good, but watch what happens. He shades underneath and boom, he's gonna be there for the curl route every single time. Like, really the only thing that was kind of open was AJ Brown, but once again, your user will go whichever is open. So press, shade underneath just like this, and just watch the magic happen. Everything will be bagged. As you can see, look at that tight end corner route. Really the only thing open right here is Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and if you have good D-line, you can shed just like that for the easy sacks. Now, the next tip will be actually shading over top. Now, shading over top is best to do when you're sending a all-out blitz. So say you're in the down 1-4 formation and pick the play DB sting. Now, literally all you want to do, now if you press, all you want to do is press triangle up on the right stick to shade over top. And what this is going to do now, if they run streaks, they won't get beat deep. As you can see, look at the streaks. They're absolutely clamped. They won't get beat deep because you are shading over top. But if you were to shade underneath, so say right here, you shade underneath, they will most likely absolutely get fried. As you can see, both of the streaks are wide open and the middle streak is wide open, just because shading underneath is not good versus off man. But if you want to even make it safer, you don't even have to press, just press triangle up on the right stick to shade over top, and that will make it even safer. Streaks will be clamped, but as you can see, if you shade over top, one thing you will be giving up is the underneath. So I do recommend shading on top on 3rd and long and 4th and long. Now, the next tip we'll be going over is shading inside. This is, in my opinion, the best way to play man coverage. So once you press by pressing triangle or Y and Xbox down on the right stick, all you want to do is press triangle or Y and Xbox and the left stick to the, right stick to the left, and you shade inside. And this absolutely takes away all slants, all crossers, all posts, all anything of that nature, and you still have 2 deep halves over top. So as you can see, when my opponent snaps the ball, boom, everything, this is basically very, very sticky man coverage. One thing might be open, and that's where your user can guard right there. So that is shading inside. Now, if you start shading inside a lot, they might get used to it and start putting out routes or corner routes, and that's when you want to press triangle down to press. And then you want to press triangle Y, the right stick to the right to shade outside. Now, what this is going to do is absolutely clamp corner routes and out routes. So say I want to put the slot receiver Devontae Smith on a corner route. Now, for some reason, not let me put him on a corner route right now. All right, out route. So I'm going to just put him on out route since the corner route wasn't working. And as you can see, the out route will completely be bagged because you shaded outside. But as you can see, if you shade outside, the 2 slants will be wide open. So shading outside is very good if your opponent is running like tight end corner routes from the slot, or anything of that nature. Now, the next tip we'll be going over is backing off the corners manually. So now say you press, you do all this animation, now say everybody presses, and you have one receiver. So say AJ Brown on the 4 left is absolutely destroying his defender, and you just don't want to let that happen, but you just want to keep everybody else pressed besides him. Now, literally all you want to do is press triangle Y, X or A where it says individual. Then as you can see, the receiver's icons will pop up, and this is exactly what you want. Now, once the receiver's icon pop up, click the receiver that is absolutely you're terrified of, or that the DB is over, that's getting cooked. So right here, I'm clicking AJ Brown and click up on the right stick to back off. And as you can see, he will back off himself while everybody else will be staying in a press man. So now, instead of worrying about him, you'll have everybody else pressed and you'll have AJ Brown not pressed, and that can be very, very terrifying for your opponent. Now, the next thing is pressing, but not doing any shading. Now, this can be risky if they run corner outs or a slant, but in my opinion, this is the best way just to play straight press man coverage, because for some reason they play it better. Like if you shade outside, you're risking a slant. If you shade inside, you're risking a corner out. But if you don't shade at all, they play both very, very well. And depending on what corners you have, this can be some of the best coverage. So right here, I'm just pressing and I'm not shading inside. And watch, they play the slants pretty well. Like they don't play it amazing, but they do play it well enough. And they will play corner out the same way and out routes. So not touching man coverage press can be very good in situations you're not sure what your opponent is doing. Now, next we'll be looking at how to stop corner routes. Now, corner routes are very, very good, especially if you're playing man coverage, and a lot of people would just try to attack you running corner routes. But what you want to do, everybody doesn't know about this, you want to put your curl flats at 15 so it looks something like this, and you want to come out into play mid blitz in the nickel 3-3 double mug. Now, after you do that, you want to spread your linebackers so it looks something like this. Once you spread your linebackers, they will be up, and put both of them in curl flats by what we went over earlier, double tapping the right D-pad and then quick adjusting them both to curl flats so it looks something like this. Now, watch this tight end corner out get absolutely clamped by the curl flat. As you can see, it's two people there and you would not be able to throw that. But if that curl flat wasn't there, he would have easily beat his defender. Corner routes are one of the best things in the game. Corner route and comeback routes will be clamped by this 15-yard purple. So I'm gonna snap it once again just to show you. And as you can see, you get pressure right there, and that linebacker is automatically there for the easy breakup. Now, another route that is very good against man coverage is comeback routes. And if you don't know how to stop comeback routes, you're gonna be in for a long game, buddy. But the thing about it, if you put a soft squat on the field, so say you put your outside corner in a soft squat by once again double tapping triangle Y, clicking the outside corner icon and clicking the left stick to the right, you can put a soft squat on the field. And what a soft squat is going to do is going to play a corner route much better than man coverage, a comeback route. So as you can see right here, he's going to think as man, try to throw that comeback route, and as you can see, it is absolutely clamped. So I can show that to you one more time. Double tap, put him on a soft squat, put the outside receiver on a comeback route so it looks something like this. Now I'm gonna block everybody just so I can have some extra protection right here, so I could just show you how it will work. And as you can see, they're gonna think that comeback route is open, they're gonna try to throw it, and that soft spot is gonna be there every single time for the easy pick. Now next we're gonna go over the best run defense in the entire game, which is in the 4-3-6-1 even formation, and the play we're gonna be looking at is cover 4 quarters. Now, the reason why this is so good versus the run, all you want to do is press triangle Y down on the right stick to shade underneath, is because in cover 4, these two safeties will be playing run fits, which is absolutely amazing. So now once you snap the ball, you have two safeties playing run fits. As you can see, look, that's a safety right there making that play. Now right there, he didn't make the tackle, but he absolutely made the play. And a cover 3, cover 2 are man coverage, that will not happen. They will run backwards. But right here, they will play the run first, then they will play anything deep. So as you can see right there, Harrison Smith comes and fills the gap, and that just makes the defense job a whole lot easier. So now, the next thing we'll be going over is if you keep your user blitzing while you're sending 3 players, the game will detect that you're sending 4, and your sheds will be 100 times better. If you just send 3 players and have your user in a zone, you're not going to get any sheds at all. But if you blitz your user, hover over the guard, the game will detect you're sending 3, and the sheds will be outrageous out of dollar. So as you can see right here, boom, dang near an instant shed, and it was mainly because you're sending 4 players instead of 3, so the game will detect a 4-man pass rush, which gets way better sheds than a 3-man pass rush. So this is the best thing you can do if you do want to send 3 players. Now we're going to look at the best send 2 glitch out of any formation. Now you do want a 4 down D-line front. So right here, I'm going to come out in the big nickel over G. The play you're going to come out in is any play with 4 D-linemen rushing. So I'm going to come out in the play cover 3 Sky. Now it is best to have 2 superstar D-linemen on the same side to do this with. And you could put both of these D-linemen in zone. So say you want to put Highsmith in a hard flat, and you want to put this D-lineman Benton in a vert hook. So it's going to look something like this. The key to all of this is to pass commit though. So you want to press the right bumper up on the right stick to pass commit. And as you can see, sending 2 people can still be glitchy. Now, as you can see, TJ Watt running right there. And as you can see, he got a strip sack fumble. So sending 2 in this game is very underrated, and that can be something great to mix in with all these other stunts. Now, for the next tip, we're going to be looking at the best way to play man coverage in my opinion, and that is to have 2 deep halves. So right here, we're in the dime 3-2 formation to play cover 2 man, and all you want to do is press triangle Y down on the left stick to press, and that is literally it. User the linebacker blitzing, put him in a zone. But in my opinion, the reason why this is the best to play, because if you have a good D-line, as you can see, you can get pressure sending 3 with sticky man coverage. So that can be one of the best things to do. So as you can see, 2-man under. A lot of pros do run this, so put your linebacker in a hook curl. And as you can see, when they snap the ball, you can get great sheds and everything will be bagged over top. Now, the only problem with this is you are sending 3, so the pressure is inconsistent, but if it does get there, this can make this one of the best defenses to use in all of Madden 26. Now, the next tip we will be going over is shaded down yellow zones. Shaded down yellow zones are, in my opinion, the best thing you can do to yellow zones for them to absolutely be locked down. All you want to do is press triangle or Y, down on the right stick and shade underneath, and as you can see, these zones, they look the same, but they will play completely different. Now they will play more baity. They will guard the running backs. They will guard drags. They will guard anything quick. So as you can see, boom, this hitch is absolutely covered. And all you have to do is cover everything deep, and everything intermediate is covered because of these shaded down yellows. They don't match. They just stay there and they absolutely bag everything. The next tip will be learning how to drop the defensive linemen in zones. So say you want to do the hover over glitch once again, but you just want some extra protection out there so everything will be bagged. Literally all you have to do is double tap the left D-pad, press the D lineman you want to put him in the zone, and put him in a curl flat. Now, as you can see, you're putting that D lineman in the zone and you're still getting great pressure off the edge with that D lineman in the zone being able to cover everybody. That is one of the best tips in the entire game. Make sure you put your D lineman in the zone so they can take away anything quick and you can get easy stops that way. Now, the next tip will be cross manning. Now, this is a little bit advanced, but as I did say, as the video goes longer, the tips will get 10 times better. So all you want to do right here for the cross man. Now, the reason why you do want to cross man is because a lot of times if you're in a cover 2 shell and they put the outside receiver on the streak, so say they put the outside receiver on something like this, 9 times out of 10 your DB isn't getting there and he can just throw this and score easy touchdowns if he pass leads it correctly. So to make that, to stop that from happening, all you want to do is double tap the safe, double tap triangle Y, click the safety closest to him icon, click up on the right stick for man coverage, and then press his icon. So this is called a cross man. So now, if he tries to throw that same streak because he notices a cloud flat on the right side, so he's gonna think it's cover 2. So say he tries to throw it and oh my goodness, it is absolutely bagged. Now right there, it was a crazy catch. He was right there every single time, so I can show it to you one more time. Man him up just like this. So as you can see, even if he tries to run, so say he puts him on a post because he realizes cover 2 and he tries to run a deep post, that post will still absolutely get bagged, and as you can see, nothing is open and you will get absolute good pressure. Now for the next zone, we'll be going over the shaded down vert hook. This is probably the best zone in the game to clamp return routes and to stop zigs. So all you want to do is come out and play with a vert hook, press triangle Y down on the right stick, make sure you shade the zone underneath, and I call this the best zone in the game. First of all, because it will play zigs and it's very hard to find a good zone that will play a zig. As you can see, that zig is completely covered by that shaded down vert hook, and it will also play running back streaks out the backfield. So say right here, you want to put your running back on the streak and do a combo like this that everybody loves to run. If I shade down, this vert hook will play absolutely amazing, and that running back streak, as you can see, boom, is absolutely covered, and you can get good pressure. But that shaded down vert hook is one of the best zones versus bunch, versus trips, honestly versus any formation in the game that your opponent is running. Next, we're going to look at the best red zone defense in the entire game. Now, in this case, we're going to be in the dime 3-2 formation in the Jacksonville Jaguars playbook. The play we're going to be looking at is Tampa 2 drop. Now, the reason why I like this play so much, you want to find any play with 5 yellow zones on the field. Yellow zones in the red zone play absolutely clamps, and all you want to do is press triangle Y down on the right stick to shade underneath. User the weak side deep half, weak side meaning the side with the less receivers, and as you can see, this is the defense in the red zone that will clamp everything. You have the sideline secured because of the hard flats, and you have the middle secured because of the vert hooks. The only thing you have to look out for is the deep outside part of the field, just because that will be the only weakness. So as you can see right here, let him snap the ball and boom, everything is covered and nothing is literally open, and you can get great pressure sending 3. Now next, we're going to be looking at how to blitz in the red zone out of the double mug formation. So the play you want to come out is in mid blitz. All you want to do is put both outside corners in cloud flats, both safety and hook curls, then press triangle Y and X box down on the right stick to shade underneath. That is all you want to do. Hover over the middle and guard the middle of the field. And as you can see, once you snap the ball, you're going to have somebody coming free, and you're going to have the middle of the field covered with the hooks and the outside covered with the hard flats. This is the best way to blitz in the red zone. So for the next tip, we're going to go over how to shoot the gap. Now we're going to be in the 4-3-6-1 even play cover 4 quarters out of the Jacksonville Jaguars playbook. And what you want to do is use the 3-rec, hide behind this defensive tackle, and right when your opponent snaps the ball, don't move at first because the O-line won't detect you. And as you can see, boom, you'll be able to shoot the gap, and you can get a easy dive tackle or a easy conservative tackle. Now, this next tip we'll be going over is super important. And now, say your user is blitzing, right? This is the worst thing you can do in this year's game because you cannot switch stick, which is the best defense in this year's game, which is switch sticking. So if you're blitzing your user, you absolutely do not want to do this because this is what happens if you flick the right stick. If you flick the right stick, as you can see, you can't switch anywhere and you're stuck on this dude and it's going to be over with. Now, the only way you can get saved if you get pressure, because you won't be able to switch on nobody and they could just dot their way up the field. So I'm going to show it to you one more time. Boom. Look, if you try to switch stick, they'll just do a swim move animation. So you always want your user in a zone. Now, for the next tip, we do have switch sticking, and this can be very key to stop a corner route. So say, for example, you shade underneath and play hard flats. If you keep your user in a zone, say they have the tight end on a corner route. Now, this can't be guarded unless you switch stick to it. So say, because the hard flat will play the running back, nobody's guarding the tight end, boom, switch stick to the tight end by flicking your right stick in the direction of whichever player you want to switch on to. And as you can see, you can take away any route on the field, literally any route. So say the tight end is on a crosser, right? And you see it late. So say this tight end is on a crosser and you shade down so you have nobody to play that. What you can do is switch stick, as you can see, boom, switch stick on one of the outside quarters, and you can easily stop your opponent from gaining any yards. Switch sticking is, in my opinion, the biggest skill gap in this year's game. Now, for the next tip, there is one huge problem I see people do. So say the tight end is on a curl route. So instead of strafing, they would just hold the right trigger and just run everywhere, and you don't have the best control. So if they throw it to the tight end, they might be able to complete it, but as you can see, your user was all over the place. Now, what you can do to make your user 10 times better, maybe 100 times better, is to strafe by holding L2. So as you can see, if you strafe holding L2, you can get lateral and move your feet, and you can cover this curl route with ease instead of running, not being able to control your user. Strafing helps you control your user 100 times better. So say you're trying to guard that backside in route and you strafe to it like this, boom, look, you can strafe and then run full speed to guard it, or you want to guard this running back, strafe a little bit, and then as you can see, you can cover this with ease. So strafing is very important, and all you want to do to strafe, once again, is hold the left trigger. Now, the next defensive tip we'll be going over is to not user the D-line. Now, I see a lot of people that just get the game, or they've been having the game for years. One thing they will try to do is use the D-line to try to get good pressure, but you do not want to do this because if you use the D-line, then you're basically relying on the zones in Madden to play for you, which is not a good idea because the zones just completely play terrible. So as you can see, if your opponent snaps the ball and you're using the D-line, they basically can throw anything they want. So as you can see, if you're using the D-line, they can throw anything they want across the middle quick. And as you can see, you have no user to cover that. So you always want to use a linebacker. This will take your defense to the next level 10 times better because say they run that slant again, when they snap the ball, you can just use the slant yourself. And as you can see, everything is covered and the D lineman still is going to get great sheds even with the computer. Next, we're going to go over the best 1st and 10 defense in this entire game, which is any cover 4. So come out in any cover 4 right here when the dime 3-2 in the Jags playbook. And literally all you want to do for this cover 4 is use a linebacker in the zone. So make sure he's in the zone just like this, and press triangle Y down on the right stick to shade underneath. Now, why this is the best 1st and 10 defense in my opinion, because on 1st down, a lot of the time they're looking for a drag or they're looking for a running back flat, something quick. So once they snap the ball, As you can see, everything in the flats will be covered, and they might force something for an easy incompletion. And then 2nd and 10, that is when you can press triangle up on the right stick, so you can do something like a curl flat, because say it's 2nd and 10 and they try to force the ball deep or something. As you can see, nothing will be open because you shaded over top this time, just because 1st down you got that stop. So on 1st and 10, the best thing you can do is shade underneath, force them to take something up the field on 1st down, which a lot of players do not like doing. Now, for the next tip, we're going to be going over 4th and long defense. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people get to 4th down and long and absolutely just give it up. Well, what you want to do is come out in the 3-3 double mug found in the Jacksonville Jaguars playbook, and honestly a lot of different playbooks. Now, what you want to do is come out in the mid blitz play, and you want to put the shell on a cover 2 shell. But before you even do that, what you want to do is put your flats at 25. Now that's probably the most important part. So say it's 4th and 20. First of all, the 1st down marker will be at this 20-yard line back here. So all you want to do is use it a slot corner, put both outside cornerbacks in cloud flats just like this, and put both safeties in inside quarters. But now what you want to do is press triangle wide down on the right stick to shade underneath, because if you shade underneath, these flats will run back and guard their position. But if you don't shade underneath, they'll just backpedal and maybe get burnt. So as you can see, boom, you shaded underneath. Now hover over, and this is the best 4th and long defense, because first of all, you have 2 flats on the field that will absolutely bag everything at the sticks, 2 inside quarters, and they're not even going to get a pass off because you are literally sending the house. But look what happened if you don't shade underneath. If you don't shade underneath these cloud flats, they will start backpedaling, and that is not good at all if they start backpedaling. As you can see, now right there, you just don't have time to throw that, but it is best to shade underneath because the zones will run back even further. Now, next we're going to be looking at goal line defense, because it is very important to have great goal line defense in this year's game. So what you want to do is come out in the 5-3 goal line formation, and the play you want to come out in is called gaps all. So come out in this play. All you want to do is pinch your D-line and slant them inside. And as you can see, if they run a QB sneak, it is going to be absolutely cooked. As you can see, they're not going to gain a yard every single time. And this is the best way to get consistent stops in the red zone. Now, it even works versus a running back run. So say they want to do a running back dive just like this. Pinch the D-line, slant them inside. And as you can see, boom, when they snap the ball, you're going to have multiple people in the backfield for the easy stop. Next, we're going to go over the best 4th and inches defense, which in my opinion is in the nickel 2-4, and the play is going to be called Tampa 2. Now, the reason why I think this is the best, because first of all, you have 4 down D linemen, so it's going to be hard for them to run like a little inside zone on 4th down. But what makes this very interesting in my opinion, what you want to do is press triangle down on the right stick, and as you can see, you're going to have hard flats and hook curls. Now, in my opinion, it's best to play hard flats simply because if it's 4th down, a lot of people are going to try to look for something quick, or they're going to look for something short in the middle of the field. So that's why we have these hook curls right here. And then if they try to look for something long in the middle of the field, as you can see, you might get good pressure, or by then you might be able to switch stick to it and get a easy stop. The next tip we're going to go over is, in my opinion, the best way to play defense in this year's game, which is found in the 3-3 single mug. The play is called cover 4 quarters, but we're going to go over this Texas 4-man stunt, which can be very terrifying. But what you want to do before you even come out in the play is hold the icon of the play and pick the play Texas 4-man. Now, all you want to do from here is spread the D-line. Now, you can do this in any defense with 4 down front. Spread the D-line and pass commit by pressing the right bumper and up on the right stick. And as you can see, when your opponent snaps the ball, you'll get some great sheds on the inside. And in my opinion, this is the best way to get pressure in this year's game. Next, we're going to go over, in my opinion, the best contained defense in the entire game. Now we're going to be in the nickel wide in the Jacksonville Jaguars playbook. And the play we're going to be coming out in is Tampa 2 contain. Now, it has contain already in the play name, so you know it's going to be legit. And literally, all you want to do is spread the D-line. Now, the good thing about this, they are already containing. And as you can see, right when you snap the ball, it is probably the best container in the game. And as you can see, you can roll over Bo Nix and absolutely nothing will happen. So once again, spread the line, contain. And as you can see, when you snap the ball, they're going to contain better than normally just because the contain is already automatically in the game's coding for the play. So this is probably the best contain in the entire game. And as you can see, I'll try to roll out the other way just to show you both sides. The contain is very good. And as you can see, them contains are going to come screaming at the quarterback every single time. Now, for the next defensive tip, we're going to talk about not clicking on. Now, I know in a lot of one-on-one jump ball situations, a lot of people just want to click on and get an interception, which is fine, but you have to realize the risk is you're going to get dunked on or maybe get agged. So right here, as you can see, I'm not clicking on, and the computer does an amazing job a lot of the time of either swatting it away or getting a great breakup animation. But I'm going to try to click on right here. And as you can see, if you click on, sometimes as you can see, he has a better chance of catching it, or you might even get swerved. So I'm gonna show you one more time, not clicking on. Right here, snap the ball. And as you can see, if you don't click on one-on-one jump balls, you have a way better chance of getting deflection than if you do clicking on. Next, we're gonna look at how to counter the on-target user. Now, if you did not know, the offense has an option this year to click on-target defender and then click your user. And now this means once you snap the ball, it will be better protection. Now right there, they still absolutely got screamed at, but it is way better protection because now once you hover over, usually in the game last year, you could glitch out the O-line by hovering over and make them think you're a defender. But now if they untarget you, that means the computer automatically knows that you're not a defender and they're not even gonna worry about you. But the best way to counter this is if they choose you once again, you want to back up a little bit, and right when they snap the ball, you could come right through the middle, as you can see right there, because you're untargeted now, so nobody's going to worry about you, so you absolutely can get a great user rush sack in the quarterback. Now, next we're going to look at is how to send the nearest defender to the quarterback when he is scrambling. So right here, I'm going to roll out with the quarterback, and as you can see, if you don't send anybody, he's just going to be able to take off and run and maybe get a nice little 9 to 10 yard gain. But as you can see, there is that defender there just backpedaling. So what you can do to make this 10 times better is click the right stick end and you'll send the nearest defender towards the quarterback. So say right here, I'm trying the same thing, but look, I click the right stick in, and now as you can see, that defender that was guarding the tight end, he will come tackle the quarterback. So I'll show that to you one more time. I'm gonna click the right stick in, and you can click it in anytime you want. So right here, I'm trying to roll out, click the right stick in, and as you can see, both defenders will take off and try to tackle the quarterback. Now, for the final tip, we're gonna look at the best way to use 3-man deep. Now, what you wanna do is come out in the 3-man deep, prevent deep play. And a lot of people, I see where they mess up is they give time in the pocket to the quarterback so he has time to throw something deep. So they'll do something like this, and they'll just guard the middle of the field, and say the quarterback does have time, he can throw something quick. Now, what I do recommend doing is getting on the opposite side of the running back on the outside of the edge and rushing the QB. In my opinion, this is the best way to play 3-man deep, because as you can see right here, you're gonna have the quarterback under duress the whole time, and if somebody doesn't shed, you can get there and easily sack them and end the game. Now, the next thing we're gonna cover is taking away your opponent's first read in a blitz angle. So right here, we're gonna look at the mid blitz in the 3-3 double mug. It doesn't matter what blitz you have, but say you do press and hover over the middle, you know you're gonna get instant pressure. So your opponent is gonna throw the ball quick, and usually they're gonna have a chance to make one read. If you take that first read away, a lot of the times, as you can see, that read is gonna be the running back. And if you take that away, you can easily get an interception and take that to the crib. Now, sometimes they will even block their running back. And say they block their running back and put like a slant on the field or a drag. That slant or drag is normally going to be their first read. So just keep that in mind. Boom, you still have some good pressure. Take that first read away, and as you can see, he has nothing open with instant pressure in his face. Now we're going to be going over the cover 3 cloud and how this is very good to cover the sidelines. So we're going to be in the cover 3 cloud in the nickel 2-4 formation in the Jacksonville Jaguars playbook. Now, an important note, you want the safety in the outside third to the wide side of the field or to the strong side of the field. So in this case, the strong side is the left side because it has 3 receivers. So we want it on the left side of the field. Now, as you can see, if I put a streak on the outside receiver, normally against a cover 2, that would be a touchdown. But since it is a outside third, no matter how I pass lead it, that outside third will play it every time. And you will either get a deflection or you will get a interception. So cover 3 cloud is very good of covering the sidelines. Make sure to add that to your scheme. Now, next we're going to go over why the nickel wide is very, very glitchy. So as you can see right here, I am in the nickel wide in the cover 4 quarters play, and all you want to do is spread your D line. Now the reason why this is so glitchy is because if you spread your D line in cover 4 quarters out of the nickel wide in the Jacksonville Jaguars playbook, they cannot double team the right of the screen defensive end. So as you can see, you only could double team the linebacker on the left, or the DN on the left, the D tackle, and the other D tackle on the right. You cannot double team the right of the screen defensive end. So what you can do to make this even glitchier is send 2 D linemen. So you could do something like putting this D lineman in the zone, putting this D lineman in the zone. Now you're only sending 2, but the thing is, this right of the screen defensive end can't get double teamed. So now once they snap the ball, you will have great sheds from the right 2 sides. Now right there, as you can see, he is kind of getting hemmed up. But if you do have an ability on him, you can get easy sheds every single time. Now, next we're gonna look at how to effectively use a QB spy. So all you wanna do to effectively use a QB spy is make sure you have 4 down D linemen, spread the D line, contain, and take the weak side of the quarterback's hand D lineman. So right here, Baker Mayfield is right-handed, so he would scramble to the right. So you wanna keep the contain on the right, but on the left side, you wanna put a QB spy. So it looks something like this. So now, even if he tries to scramble to the left or to the right, the QB spy will be there automatically. So as you can see right here, boom, the contain from the right side eats him up every single time. And even if he does try to run, the QB spy will eat him up on the other side. So say he tries to run to the left or just tries to run up the middle of the field. As you can see, that QB spy will get him every single time. Now right there, it was kind of a glitch. So I'll show it to you one more time. Spread the D line, put the outside DN in a QB spy just like this. And as you can see, when he tries to run, that QB spy will eat him up every single time. And that's how it should look right there. Now, next we're gonna go over the glitchiest send 3 of all time. We're gonna be in the nickel 3-3 odd in the Minnesota Vikings playbook. And the play we're gonna wanna come out in is cover 3 cloud. Now, for this to work, all you want to do is blitz all linebackers, pinch the linebackers, just like this. User the linebacker that's opposite of the blitzing defensive end standing up. So now you want to use this linebacker. You can put him in the zone, and you can put the left screen defensive end in the zone just like this. So say you want to put him in a hard flat. So you can do something like putting your user in a hard flat and putting the left of the screen defensive end in a vertical hook or anything like this. And as you can see, right when your opponent snaps the ball, even though you're only sending 3 players, somebody will come in instantly free every single time. Now, next we'll be going over if your opponent comes out in a run heavy formation on 3rd and long or 4th and long, do not come out and run defense because he is just trying to confuse you. He will come out and pass the ball. So for that, you want to come out in your pass defense. So say your pass defense is dime 1-4. This is perfect because now your opponent's going to be like, okay, so he didn't come out in his run defense. So now I'm going to have to pass the ball against pass defense under center, which can be terrifying. And as you can see, if you come out in your pass defense, everything will be bagged and you can sack him and in the drive on 3rd and long or 4th and long. Now that takes us into our final tip. If your opponent comes out in a shotgun formation at the goal line, 9 times out of 10 he isn't passing. So what you want to do is come out in your run heavy defense even though he's in shotgun. So right here we're going to be in our run heavy defense, mug the middle of the gap, and as you can see, right when he snaps the ball, you will have multiple defenders in the backfield, and this can lead to easy stops. So congrats, you just learned 60 pro defensive tips. If you made it this far, put defense in the comment section. If I see defense, I'ma like it, I'ma heart it. Keep that between us though. Keep God first, keep grinding, and if you want to see how to master any defense in this year's game, click this video right here.